friends. So I'm thinking, since it's raining all day and it's going to be in the low 80s today, which means my AC can actually keep up, I think we should bake. And I'm thinking some chocolate chip pumpkin bread. That sounds really good. It's feeling fall vibey out there, even though we are nowhere near fall here in Arkansas. It's going to be a minute. So we're going to use this and mix up some pumpkin bread. If you've ever made banana bread, it's very similar. This is roasted pumpkin that I roasted last fall. I put it in jars, stick it in the freezer to use later. We're going to preheat the oven to 350. All right, so you're going to need 1 3/4 cups of flour, all-purpose flour. Look at me measuring. Get my gamma lid back on there. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And then 2 teaspoons of ground cinnamon, although we like quite a bit of cinnamon, so I usually put extra. Always gotta be extra around here. 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves. 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. Stub my toe on that just a little. I also really like to add ground cardamom. It's just good. 1/2 teaspoon in it. Just gives it a little something. Now we need to do 3/4 teaspoon of salt. So I'm going to give this a mix. In a separate bowl, you're going to mix up your wet ingredients. So you put 2 room temp eggs. Half a cup of granulated sugar. 3/4 pack of packed brown sugar. And 3. Okay, then it calls for 1.5 cups of pumpkin puree. I'm going to use the whole pint. I don't feel like the extra 1/2 cup, it makes a big difference. You're going to need 1/2 cup of melted oil of some sort. This recipe calls for 1/4 cup of orange juice. I don't have orange juice on hand, but I do have my home canned cranberry juice, so I'm just going to substitute that. All right, now we're just going to kind of give this a mix. I probably should use a little bit bigger of a bowl, but most of my mixing bowls are busy holding produce. Gonna put all of it in here together. I'm gonna start mixing it up. And now I'm gonna add some chocolate chips. I prefer to use mini chips because it I feel like you can get away with using less and it disperses through the bread a little better. Every bite will have a little bit of chocolate chip in it, but I don't have any, so we're gonna use dark chocolate chips. Okay, you wanna coat your pan on the inside with some, grease it, do a flour job on it. Then we're just gonna fill the pan. So it says to bake it for about 60 to 65 minutes. I'm gonna probably set my timer for 30 minutes and come back and check it, especially since I have it in this bundt pan. So we'll come back in 30 minutes and give it a peek. It's looking almost done, but not quite. So I'm gonna let it go another 15, 20 minutes and then come back and check it again. Okay, I set my timer for 18 minutes. I came in here and checked it. It looks like it's done. We're gonna pull it out and test it with a toothpick. In case your grandmas and your mamas didn't show you, this is how you tell if something's done in the middle when you're baking. You stick a wooden toothpick down in there. If it comes out clean without a bunch of batter on it, it's done. Mine did have a chocolate chip it went through, but there's not batter stuck to it. So it is done. My daughter just came in here and said, "Oh, it smells like fall."